Peace, love, life, prosperity, family. It's your brother Mikael, herbalist Mikael, coming to you with another video. And we're going to be discussing fruit sugar versus synthetic sugar. Reason we're talking about this topic because as of lately, I've been getting a lot of questions, especially dealing with diabetics, with sugar, especially sugar coming from fruits. One of the main myths and one of the main lies a lot of these doctors and pharmaceutical companies is telling our people is that eating fruits will cause your blood sugar to spike and it can be harmful to you. I'm here to not only dismantle that lie, but to show you that doctors nowadays and what they would call whistleblowers is now coming out and telling you that that is also a lie. So one thing we have to understand, what is diabetes? Diabetes is simply your pancreas not producing enough insulin or little to no insulin, along with you eating a lot of sugars that's spiking and overproducing acid or mucus forming environments within the body. Okay, but how does that happen? Is it from fruit sugars or is it from synthetic sugars? First of all, we have to understand what is fruit sugars. Fruit sugars comes from something called fructose, which fructose is produced in fruits, which is natural. So you gotta understand, the Most High gave us everything that bears seed for food. So I don't think the Most High made a mistake when he gave us fruits for food. So why would he give us something to harm us if it's gonna cause disease within the body? That's not how the Creator works. It is only when man touches things that things become manipulated and things become harmful and acidic. Now, with that being said, we have to understand what synthetic sugar is. Now, synthetic sugar at the base is a plant, but you have to understand this. With anything, whether it be fruits, whether it be veggies, whether it be meat, anything, once it goes through a processing and manipulation, it then loses its actual purpose and properties of why it was actually good for you. Now, I'm not saying meat, nor am I saying sugar is good for you. I'm just pointing out, once you put something through a processing and take it away from its natural state, it then loses its potency and property. So with dealing with sugars come from sugar cane, or you have some things come from molasses. But here's the thing about that. Once you start to process it and you start to break it down, you start to break its properties and loses its value, you then lose the purpose of it. Then that means it turns against you. So when you're eating foods like sweets, like Pop-Tarts, like chips, like pop, things that have synthetic sugar in it, then you see a cause and effect of a spiking of high blood pressure. Then you see inflammation setting in the body. Then you see cells eroding. That's when you actually start to see inflammation, inflaming and burning the cells, which in turn backs up your kidneys, backs up your lymphatic system, which in turn backs up all your other organs, like your pancreas. That means that if the poop that sits on the cells is not being removed from the cells, and your pancreas, which needs these sugars and it needs to be broken down into energy, but no longer can break down into energy because it's backed up, that means acid is sitting on top of it, which means the lymphatic system, the kidneys, and the pancreas now is stagnated. So is that due to fructose, or what we're going to call fruit sugars, or is that due to you putting synthetic chemicals within the body, which create acidic and forming mucus environments, which then backing up the cells, which then your pancreas cannot produce energy, which then fails? You see that? So we have to understand this, family. It's not that fructose or fruit sugars is harming you. It's just that you're putting things in your body that's causing harm, which is causing the cause and effect of packaging. And doctors are now saying this. Now going to my point, showing you that the doctors is also coming out with the same information. You have somebody, as you see right here, named Dr. Laura Wright, who is the spokesman of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietitian. She is showing you that there's coming out showing you proof that now they're telling you that fructose or fruit sugars does not harm you as much as synthetic, or what they would call natural sweeteners. Same thing you put in your coffee when you go into these coffee shops. He's saying that those things are harming you more. You also have right here as well, you have Dr. Elvira that's also saying the same thing, that fructose or fruit sugars is actually what's good for you. Why is it good for you? Because it produces something called fiber, nutrients, vitamins, bioflavonoids, all these things that actually produces life and not produce death, that produces a balance and not produces fire, that produces homeostasis and not produces inflammation. You see that? So you are seeing doctors now come out with this information. But before y'all was coming at me saying that that's a lie, that's not the truth, you cannot eat sugar, but your doctors is now saying it. So I just wanted to prove to y'all that the information is now coming out now. You can no longer deny that mankind, especially the black community, natural diet was a fruit diet. Natural healing diet was a fruit and a herbal diet. You see that? Because that's the only way we can actually meet homeostasis. We can be in homeostasis. We can be in balance. It's coming back to a natural state of living food that causes us to live, family. So I just wanted to prove that to y'all. Peace, love, light, and prosperity.